Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We have a lot of exciting stories to share with you, but first, let's start with some major developments coming out of North Korea. According to reports, North Korean leader Kim Jong Un has kicked off a rare ruling party congress in Pyongyang, where he announced that the country has successfully carried out its goals set at the last Congress in 2021. The Congress, which is only the fourth in 45 years, is expected to unveil the direction of North Korea's foreign and defense policies for the next 5 years. In his opening speech, Kim Jong Un stated that the country had made significant progress in all areas, including politics, economy, national defense, culture, and diplomacy. He also mentioned that the country's position on the global stage has been firmly consolidated, bringing about a great change in the global political landscape. It's worth noting that this Congress comes at a time when North Korea is facing significant economic challenges, partly due to Western sanctions aimed at blocking funding for its nuclear weapons program. However, experts suggest that the country has seen some economic recovery in recent years, thanks in part to stronger ties with Russia and China. One interesting aspect of this Congress is the potential appearance of Kim Jong Un's teenage daughter, Kim Joo-ae, who is believed to be his chosen heir. South Korea's spy agency has been monitoring the situation, and it will be interesting to see if she makes an appearance at the Congress. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, let's take a look at what else is making headlines today. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we continue to explore the complex landscape of global politics, we're shifting our focus to the Asia-Pacific region, where Japan is emerging as a key player. Today, we're examining the country's strategic drift and its implications for regional stability. Japanese strategists have long been concerned about a United States distracted by Eastern Europe and internal divisions, but recent statements from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and U.S. Undersecretary of Defense for Policy Elbridge Colby at the Munich Security Conference offer reassurance. Rubio emphasized the need to reform and rebuild global institutions, aligning Washington's resources with the reality Japan has faced for a generation. This new approach presents Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi with an opportunity to cement Japan's role as an indispensable partner in building a new Indo-Pacific architecture to contain Communist China. With her ruling party's election victory strengthening Japan's stability and regional diplomacy, Takaichi offers the world a strong and steady democratic partner. However, not everyone shares this optimistic view. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has claimed that Japan is returning to militarism, citing visits to Yasukuni Shrine and defense reforms as evidence. But experts argue that these claims are misleading and that legal and institutional constraints make such a shift unlikely. Japan's current defense reforms reflect practical responses to changing regional threats, rather than a desire to revive colonial rule or militarist ideology. As we consider the nuances of Japanese foreign policy, it's essential to separate fact from fiction and avoid perpetuating myths about Japanese militarism. By doing so, we can gain a deeper understanding of Japan's role in promoting regional stability and its potential for global leadership. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, we're taking a closer look at the latest developments in Venezuela. The country's interim president Delcy Rodriguez has been making headlines after lawmakers approved a limited amnesty bill for certain prisoners. The move is seen as a step towards normalizing relations with the international community, particularly the United States. According to reports, the amnesty bill grants immediate clemency to individuals jailed for participating in political protests. However, human rights groups have criticized the bill, saying it falls short of offering relief for hundreds of political prisoners. The Venezuelan government has consistently denied holding political prisoners, claiming that those jailed have committed crimes. The European Union has imposed sanctions on Venezuela in the past, including an arms embargo and economic sanctions on senior officials, citing human rights violations and undermining of democracy. However, Spain's foreign minister is now urging the EU to lift its sanctions on President Rodriguez, citing the amnesty bill as a positive step towards democratic dialogue. It's a complex and nuanced situation, with different perspectives and interests at play. As always, we strive to bring you balanced and unbiased reporting, giving you the facts and context you need to stay informed. The situation in Venezuela is likely to continue evolving, and we'll be keeping a close eye on developments. For now, it's clear that the country is at a crossroads, with many hoping for a more peaceful and democratic future. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.